How do you keep your mind intact when the worst possible thing happens, when a sudden, devastating loss hits and the grief threatens to completely pull you under? Our default reaction to losing something, or someone we love, is deep indignation. It feels like a violation. We feel like something that belonged to us was unjustly ripped away. This animated diagram illustrates a psychological trap called the burden of ownership. We tightly clutch the things we value as our property, but when that object vanishes, the expectation of ownership instantly manifests as a crushing weight that forces us to the ground. That possessive mindset is incredibly common today, but there is an older way of looking at the world. It's an ancient philosophical framework designed specifically to bypass this emotional trap. Finding peace in your darkest moments isn't about avoiding grief. It requires you to reconsider what it means to have something in the first place. There is an old parable about a fakir walking home from the mosque. He is in a state of absolute oblivious peace, completely unaware of what is waiting for him. While he was away, a horrific accident occurred. His twin boys were suddenly killed. His wife is left with an impossible dilemma. She has to break this devastating news to her husband, but she knows the sheer shock of it could instantly shatter his mind. This animated diagram represents the strategy she uses. Rather than blurting out the truth, she presents him with a hypothetical scenario. She asks him to imagine a precious trust, represented here by a glowing sphere, that was left in their chair 20 years ago. She poses a simple question. If the true owner returns today to claim this 20-year trust, what is the correct thing for us to do? The question kins his mind to an objective truth before the wave of emotion has the chance to take over. The fakir answers immediately, without a second thought. He tells her the trust must be returned to its owner right away, and without a single word of complaint. To him, the logic is unassailable. Returning borrowed property isn't a burden, it is an absolute ethical duty that you fulfill gladly. With that premise established, she leads him to the room. She explains that the true owner has come to collect the 20-year trust. The reality of his children's death violently crashes down on him. He weeps bitterly as the gravity of the loss sets in. Yet, within this exact moment, a profound paradox occurs. His heart is shattered, but his mind remains firmly anchored to the logical premise he just agreed to. Even through the tears, a stabilizing realization washes over the fakir. He recognizes the truth in his wife's words. His children were a divine trust. They were a magnificent gift given to his care for 2 decades, but they were never his property to keep. This idea scales directly to every part of our lives. The wealth we accumulate, the health we enjoy, the friends and family we love, these are all temporary loans. This split-screen diagram highlights the difference. On the left side, we see the owner mindset. When something is pulled away, it causes severe friction, leaving jagged, broken lines of anger. On the right side is the stewardship mindset. Because the object is recognized as a loan, it can smoothly slide away, leaving behind a clean imprint. Shifting from an owner to a caretaker changes the nature of the loss. It removes the feeling of theft, and with it, the agonizing sting of injustice. To be clear, adopting this caretaker mindset does not magically erase the pain of absence. You will still cry, and the loss will still hurt. What it actually does is protect you. It prevents that acute, natural pain from mutating into chronic, hopeless despair. Look at this diagram of a figure with open hands. When we view life as a series of temporary trusts, we allow these shapes, our blessings and fortunes, to gently float into our hands. We accept the ebb and flow of fortune without tying our core identity to the things we hold. And when it is time for those trusts to float away, we don't clench our fists. Instead of drowning in the bitterness of loss, we can feel deep gratitude for the duration of the loan. Peace is found not in gripping tightly to the things we love, but in the grace of returning what was only ever borrowed.